Okay, so before I get into this video, people, in this video, I'm testing out a new mic that I bought, a wireless microphone, to make my videos sound a little bit more crisp and everything, and to be a lot less kind of other noises being picked up in the video instead of my voice. It didn't really go to plan. The mic, I don't know if it was the position I had it in or what have you, but it didn't sound that much better than this audio right here. So I'm very sorry, but the whole video sounds what you're about here. Sorry about that one, but enjoy it nonetheless.
Okay, hello everybody, welcome back to the Andy's YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be going through the Ballon d'Or as a whole, the whole ceremony, and also listing off where I would have had certain players and where they have actually placed in the Ballon d'Or rankings. Okay, so starting off in 30th place, I've put Kimmich. I've always felt like Kimmich is a bit of an overrated player. I know the majority of people who watch this video are going to disagree, but the times I've watched Kimmich, he doesn't live up to what people say he actually does. He is still an all well-rounded, solid player, and the fact that he still ranks in between 30 of the best players in the world currently is an insane achievement. But Nunes actually placed there, Darwin Nunes, coming at 30th. I've put Kimmich there. Kimmich actually placed 25th in Ballon d'Or. I've moved him down 5. It's not that big of a jump. It doesn't really make that much of a deal considering the difference between number 1 and number 25, or 30 where I've actually put him. Number 29, I've got Mike. I don't know how to say this. I've always called him Megan, but I know it's completely wrong, so I'm not going to go with that. I'm just going to call him Mike. I've put him in at 29th. Nkunku, sorry, not Nunes. Nkunku come in at 29th. I feel like Nkunku is on the border of being underrated. I feel like he's decently fairly rated, but the fact that Nkunku's been rated this low in Ballon d'Or rankings is insane. The season he had last season was ridiculous, and I know it's in the Bundesliga or whatever other excuse you could come up with, but I feel like it was a ridiculous season he had. So Mike Maignan 29th, and Nkunku isn't 29th in real life. Coming in at number 28 for me is Darwin Nunes. It's hard to explain. I didn't see much of him when he was at Benfica and in Portugal. I just really saw his Champions League highlights, and he was really good in the Champions League last year. Now he's obviously made a massive move to Liverpool, which I'm not gonna lie, the move to Liverpool's probably just put him in the Ballon d'Or rankings just because to get another Liverpool player in there to try and be up there for the best team of the year award or whatever. I think Manchester City won that. But yeah, I would definitely have Nunes in 28th. The actual rank of 28th was Cancelo, and in my 27th place, I have got Cancelo. I feel like it's just that one little place. All I've basically done there is swapped like Nunes, Cancelo, I've moved like Nkunku up and all that. That's all I've done there. Cancelo, the difference between him in 27th and 28th is basically no different. It's just to fit another player in a different position. My 26th is Nkunku. I know I haven't moved him up that much. I moved him up 3 places, but I feel like the move up between Cancelo, Nunes, Mike, and Kimmich is massive for Nkunku. Nkunku will definitely be up there in like top 15, top 10 players in the Ballon d'Or votings in the next like few years. I can definitely say that he deserves it. My 25th is going to be Rudiger. Rudiger got voted, I think, where is it, 27th? Rudiger, I've got him at 25th, he come 27th in real life. I don't think it's that bad of a thing, but I think the only thing they could boost him is obviously Chelsea done certainly well in the Champions League. They got knocked out by the champions. There's not really much they can do about that. But then Rudiger's went on to play for Real Madrid, obviously, which will boost them up there in the rankings. But Rudiger, solid defender, one of the best defenders this year, in my opinion, just in the world. Deserves to be up there. In 24th, I've got Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz come 19th in real life. This is, I think, the biggest drop we've had in players so far in this video. Luis Diaz, I don't understand how he's come 19th. I know he's really good in the Champions League. He scored against Manchester City, was that the year before? I'm not quite sure on that one. But yeah, I don't understand how a lot of the players, even just below, even like Rudiger, I think should go above Luis Diaz. So I don't know why I've done that. I didn't want to move him down too much. So that's the thing. I didn't want to change the list too much from what it is in real life to cause controversy. But I think Luis Diaz, it's criminal that he's been ranked above Ronaldo, Kane, Trent, Foden, Bernardo Silva, Kimmich. I think it's criminal that that's happened. Um, so I don't know why he's been voted that high. Coming in at 23rd, I've got Fabinho. I was actually shocked that Fabinho come, where is it in real life? 14th. I think it's a shock that he's even on the list. But I'm going off players that are in the list. So it's like Haller, in my opinion, shouldn't be there. Another reason he's there is because of like the cancer thing, and he had a really good run in the Champions League. But that's the only reason he's been voted that high, surely. So to be respectful, a player like that has to be on the list, I suppose. But I think it's criminal that Fabinho was even on this list. I've had to put him in the rankings somewhere. I've ranked him 23rd. In 23rd in real life is Phil Foden. I think it's a joke, the fact that Phil Foden is that low. Is what is. Coming in at 22nd for me is Sebastian Haller. This now is the biggest drop. Haller is 13th in the real rankings. I've put him in 22nd. I understand, like, he's going through cancer, going through the treatment of it and everything. It's going to be a while until he's back, like a whole season of football, what have you, even more. And I understand that he had a really good run in the Champions League. I can't tell you exactly how many goals. He got like 8 in the group stage or something, which is absurd. So yes, he did do very well in the Champions League, but bar that, he did play in the Eredivisie. Now he's moved on to the Bundesliga. Unfortunately, he can't play for Dortmund yet. I don't actually think he will. I've got a feeling he'll be transferred to a different club. I think Dortmund won't really find a use for him, but we'll see at a later date. But yeah, Haller 22nd for me. 21st, I put Trent, and the real rankings, it's Harry Kane. I don't know. I don't know about this one. Where do you put Trent? He's such a, in my opinion, Trent is an inconsistent player. Everyone's looking at Trent now to be like this bad. He can't defend. Reece James is better than him, what have you. Trent's got to be in the list somewhere. Even if I had to pick the nominees for the Ballon d'Or, I think I would have Trent in one of the top 30 players in the world, because I think he is. I also do still, till this day, think Trent is the best right back in world football at the moment. That's going to cause a bit of controversy. But Trent, for me, just couldn't go above any of the players that are listed above him. I mean, the top 10 is just ridiculous. So even, you could probably move Trent up a few more spaces, but when you've got goal scorers, you've got players who have like 10 plus assists in a season above this lad, Champions League winners above this lad, I can't move Trent anywhere else. So coming in at 20th for me is Bernardo Silva. I feel like he's a criminally underrated player, Bernardo Silva. He's been ranked at 24th in real life. I think they do like joint numbers or something, so like he's joint with Phil Foden. I don't know how that joining thing works. Someone could explain that to me. That would be amazing. But real life 20th is Cristiano Ronaldo, so I feel like a bit of a tie between them. Phil Foden is coming in at 19th for me. Another criminally underrated player on the list of Ballon d'Or. He's in at 23rd in real life. I've got him in at 19th. The actual 19th ranking in real life was Luis Diaz. The fact that he's been put above Foden is absurd. Foden's such a good, talented footballer. Still classed as a young footballer as well. He's 22 now, 21 or 22. There is more from this lad to come, and I think Phil Foden will be amongst the top 10 in nominees for Ballon d'Or you know what, even the next Ballon d'Or, I think Phil Foden will be in the top 10. Mark my words, clip this, because this is the only time you'll hear it from us. Coming in at 18th for me is Dusan Vlahovic. We've got the first player who has not changed. Vlahovic come 18th in real life. What a player, by the way. Another player who could just graze the top 10 in Ballon d'Or nominees in the future. I definitely could see it. He's just an all-round superstar of a goal scorer. The lad can't stop scoring. He's playing in Serie A, which is a really competitive league. I think this is a player who will just never come to a Premier League club, but he doesn't have to. He will not have to come to a Premier League club to prove himself. He can play in the Champions League against Premier League clubs, score against Premier League clubs. That's all he needs. I can't see Vlahovic ever come to the Premier League, which could knock off a few ratings for him, to be honest, in the Ballon d'Or nominations. Because he's getting all these goals, but these goals are all coming abroad. You could say the same about Benzema, to be fair, but look at what he done to Manchester City, Chelsea, Liverpool in the Champions League. So that's what I'm going to say. Coming in at 17th for me is Harry Kane. Moved him up, 4 ratings. He was 21st in real life. 17th in real life was Casemiro. I've put Harry Kane. The, it's hard with Harry Kane, he's getting old, but the fact that he's still getting like double digits plus um, in the Premier League in real life is absurd. He just needs a good run in Europe. He needs to win a trophy, basically. I mean, the World Cup's coming up in literally like under a month. So he's got a chance to shine there and lift the World Cup, which would go for him in the next Ballon d'Or, I suppose. I think it is only club only or something, but as an individual player, Harry Kane just needs his trophy, I think, to top his career off, or multiple trophies. Uh, 16th for me is Cristiano Ronaldo. You know how much I rate Ronaldo. Still think he's better than Messi. A ton of controversy around that. I mean, Ronaldo Messi's been a thing for bloody donkeys. Um, Ronaldo's 16th for me. The actual ranking for 16th was Virgil van Dijk, which I sort of do agree with. I just feel like Ronaldo being 20th in real life was a disgrace. The fact that he was like 37 and getting in double digits in the Premier League in real life, ridiculous in real life he was in the last season. At his age, the fact that he was still putting up them numbers is absurd. So well done, Ronaldo, especially in that United team, which had a stinker of a season. 15th for me, we're halfway there, is Van Dijk. So he's moved from 16th to 15th. It doesn't make that much of a difference. 15th in real life was Rafael Leao, which I feel like deserves to be a lot higher on the list. 14th is Casemiro for me. Casemiro comes 17th in real life. I think the only thing that puts him in 14th for me was the fact that he won a Champions League. But I can't put him above Courtois, Modric, Vinicius, or Benzema. All of those Real Madrid players. But he's a little further down the list than all of them, to be honest. 14th in real life was Fabinho, which I think is a disgrace. As I was on about that before, Fabinho was 23rd for me. Coming in at 13th for me is Rafael Leao. 13th in real life was Sebastian Haller. Like I explained myself, I've got nothing against the lad. But the only reason he was 13th is what's happening to him and that Champions League run he had, which still isn't a bad thing, don't get us wrong. But yeah, Rafael Leao, yet again, he's going to be one of the players like Fulham who should graze themselves into the top 10 in Ballon d'Or nominations, especially the start of the season he's just had in real life. And he's most likely going to be moving to the Premier League or just elsewhere to a much, much bigger club than Milan. Not history-wise, but a bigger club, say like Manchester City, United, all them kind of teams that will be looking for him. Chelsea are one of the top ones. So if he moves to them, I could definitely see it. 12th for me is Erling Haaland. Now, this is weird because in real life, Haaland come 10th. I've actually moved Haaland down because I feel like the two players that I've just put above him deserve it more than him. So 12th in real life was Mahrez. Now, 11th for me is Mahrez. So Mahrez moves up above Haaland, but a player who also moves up another place to hit just on the top 10. So my 10th place is Son. Heung-min Son comes 10th. Son was 11th in real life. Haaland was 10th. This will make sense. There's a lot of names to go through. We have there's 30. Coming in at 9th for me then, so we're getting into the top 10 now, is Courtois. Now, Courtois comes 7th in real life, and he explained that it's a goalkeeper will just never win the Ballon d'Or. It's way too hard for them. The only problem I have with the Courtois situation, outside of, yes, he got his team a Champions League in the final, single-handedly. What a performance he put on the final. But bar that, what else did Courtois do throughout the season with Real Madrid and help Real Madrid? Apart from his Champions League final performance, there's not much more you can say about Courtois. So I've had to move him down the list a little bit. In real life, Modric come 9th. 8th for me is Luka Modric. In real life, that is Vinicius Jr. I've just swapped them round, so Vinicius Jr. is in at 7th for me. Courtois was in 7th in real life. In at 6th for me is a weird one, and he's moving down a lot of places here. Sadio Mane. I don't understand how Mane comes second in real life, above players like Lewandowski, Salah, Mbappe, De Bruyne. I don't understand that. Mane, for me, yeah, he had a good season, and it was his last season in Liverpool, what have you. Got to the final of the Champions League, got silver medal. I just can't see it. I can't see how Mane is being valued so highly above all these other players like I just listed off before. 6th in real life was Mbappe. So 5th for me is Mbappe. What can I say about Mbappe? The fact that he's in the top 5 at such a young age is ridiculous. Mbappe will win a Ballon d'Or one day. I can guarantee you that. Even if he doesn't, the other highest spot Mbappe would have in the Ballon d'Or rankings is second. That's the only other way I could describe it. It's just unfortunate that there's still some of these veteran players that are doing a lot better than him. Benzema, Salah, Lewandowski, De Bruyne still are doing so much better than Mbappe at the moment. But when they start to die off and everything, this is when Mbappe starts to strike and he'll eventually win a Ballon d'Or. Fourth for me is Kevin De Bruyne. He ranked third in real life. I didn't want to do it, but I had to put Lewandowski above him. So my top four, I'm just going to list them off right now. So I've got Kevin De Bruyne fourth, Lewandowski in at third, Salah in at second, and of course Benzema in at first. I wanted to cause a bit of an argument here and put Salah or Lewandowski to win it, but it had to be Benzema. Goal contributions are absurd. The numbers that he's putting up at such an old age in footballing terms is ridiculous. The real life top four was Lewandowski, Kevin De Bruyne, Mane, and then Benzema. The only thing I moved around the hours took Mane out and put Salah in instead of Salah being fifth. I think Salah had to come second. I mean, the one course to get in the bloody quadruple. You know, he got the Champions League, finally had a ridiculous goal scoring season with Liverpool. I think all that kind of tops it off for me. Lewandowski just dropped him down. I mean, if this was last year's, Lewandowski definitely deserved it. I think going on to more of the controversial side of things, the fact that Messi isn't in here, I think was a bit weird for me, you know, not seeing that. I think Haller, Fabinho shouldn't be there at all, in my opinion. Obviously, Haller, for respect, I'd put Haller in, but the Fabinho one I still don't fully understand. I've had to rank them somewhere though. I've had to do that. As well as Nkunku being so low, I know I only moved them up 3 places, but the fact that Nkunku was so low in real life was a bit absurd to be honest. And I think Foden, Bernardo Silva should have been much higher. Apart from that, I think everything else was spot on. I mean, I corrected a few. We only had one, well, 2 actually. If I'm looking at the list now, we had 2, which is Benzema and Vlahovic, who stayed the same. Vlahovic coming at 18th, Benzema was first. They're the only 2 that I actually fully agreed on. The rest, I done like little swaps, like Modric moved up 1 place, Courtois moved down 2, Son moved up 1, Mahrez moved up 1. They're the only changes I've realistically made in a smaller way. Anyway, I know it was a long one today, people, but if you guys did enjoy this video, please smash that like button, subscribe to this YouTube channel, turn the notifications on. Also, I just want to thank you guys so much for 1,400 subscribers. That is an insane amount of subscribers, you lot. The growth has been incredible on this channel. I know I've had a lot of trouble with YouTube, but we're hopefully overcoming that, and we'll be back at our full pace in the upcoming videos. But yeah, if you guys want more videos like this, like I said, subscribe to the channel, give us feedback in the comment section as well. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, people. I'll see you in the next one.